Do this every time. So I'm gonna have a real quick conversation, and I knew my camera is moving slow, so I probably have to edit this video and do it over. Probably have to do a lot of editing so you guys can keep up. But let's go over the pros and cons of birth control. So I got on birth control 3 times. I tried it 3 times. Yeah, give me a way to keep this up. Somebody comment. Help me. I've been using duct tape, but and my friend girl told me to use glue, but I don't know. Somebody help me. So, I got on birth control 3 times. I had different experiences. One out of the 3 times. The first 2 times, the very first time I took it, I was dancing for the university, and I was more active. So a lot of the weight that you usually gain, I was not getting because I was eating right and I was working out. I was at band camp and things of that nature. So I wasn't really gaining in the stomach area. I've always been thick, waist down. So I didn't gain a lot of weight. The first time, like I said, I didn't gain weight. I was very active. It didn't have too much of an effect on me. My period stopped for a while, and then it came back on, and then it stopped again. So I didn't go home. That's what happened. I didn't go back home because I'm from Chicago. I didn't go back home to go get my second shot, so I never knew how I was going to react the second shot. So the second time I got the shot, um, I just wanted to be safe, um, because I was in a relationship, and things happen. So I wanted to be safe and protect myself, just in case, you know, just so I wouldn't get pregnant. So the second time I got on the birth control, I took the shot all 3 times. The second time I got on the shot, I had the same reaction. I was still dancing for the university. I was still dancing at the school. So band camp again. I was fine. Um, no stress. Um, my eating habits were in order, so I didn't experience the up and down or my weight being a problem. So I was fine. I never went back home again for the second shot, so I never knew how I was going to feel. So let's say maybe January this year, I got back on the shot. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the shot again. I'm gonna give it a try. I don't really go through the whole thing of gaining a lot of weight because I was already working out. I wasn't working out as much because I wasn't dancing anymore, but I wasn't working out as much, but I was working out. So I'm like, okay, I work out probably 2 times out of the week or 2 times every 2 weeks. Whenever I could get in the gym at this point, it all depended on how my schedule was or how I felt that day. Sometimes it probably would be a whole week, whether it was in my room or going to the university's weight room. So this time, I want to say January, when I was at home, it was Christmas break, I got back on birth control, and I was fine. My it was a nurse. She had told me that when you get on birth control, you might be on your period for a long amount of time. You may not. Um, but she was just like, maybe a couple of weeks to probably a couple of months. So I'm like, okay. So I went back early. I had a award ceremony. I had got an award for my GPA. I was an honor student. So my mom came out here to the ceremony. I drove back. I had made a doctor's appointment that same weekend. So I went back. I came back from school and I went back to Chicago to go get my shot. This is my second shot. And I had looked it up. and it was saying that it was safe to get your shot a week or two early. I want to say I was like a week or two early. So, um, so a week or two early, and I get my shot, and I was just like, okay, I had been on my period, then I came off, came on, came off, and then I was off, and then I was on again. So my body was just doing this little roller coaster when I first on my first shot, and then when I got the second shot, I was on my period the entire summer. So I was hurting a lot. Um, at one point during the summer, I didn't come on. I was off. I was off for a couple of days, and I was running late for work. And I was staying with my uncle in Georgia, and I was in the suburbs, and I worked all the way at Lenox at Champs. So imagine coming from the suburbs on the bus, and the buses don't run like Chicago buses run, like every 10 to 30 minutes. It all depends on how the bus is or the time schedule or the holiday or anything, because we have a lot of events that go on in Chicago. So it all depends on, if it's a good day or not, if the bus is going to delay and stuff like that. But um, in Georgia, their buses run every hour. In the morning, like real early in the morning, like when I was working at 10 o'clock in the morning, it was a lot easier because I would have to get up at 7, be out the door by 8 because it takes me 2 hours to get to work, to and from work, sometimes 3, depending on the traffic. So I would be okay because in the morning, the buses would run like 30 minutes apart. Sometimes I would be too early for work, but that's not the point of the story. But I was running late for work. The bus said it was coming. I had downloaded this app and the bus was coming. So I'm like, okay, all right, this is how much time I got. And I have to walk all the way from the back. And this is a apartment, a gated community apartment. So I'm just like, dang, I live all the way in the back and I gotta come all the way to the front. I stay with my uncle this summer. So I'm like, okay, all right. Am I sure I want to move here? Because I'm trying to figure out when I graduate, where do I want to move? So I'm like, am I sure I want to move here? This is really far, but I don't have to live all the way in the suburbs like my uncle. But it was really far. It's a long walk. So I wasn't on my period. I got to the bus stop. I was being safe the whole summer. Wore a pad the whole summer. I was being safe. So I got to the bus stop and I just started cramping really, really bad. And this usually happens like when I overextend myself. Like if I do too much, my period comes down. So I try not to overwork myself. So I was like flying to the bus stop. Like I'm on feet, coming all the way from the back of a mountain or a hill, whichever one you want to call it. I'm coming from the back. So coming all the way from the back there, coming all the way to the front, to the bus stop, and I just start cramping really bad. I'm hurting the whole way to work. I'm hurting, I'm hurting, I'm hurting. Get to the bathroom at work. I'm on my period. So I'm like, okay. That was good while it lasted. I was off my period for a while. I want to say like a week. I think I said a week. About a week or a few days to a week I was off. And I think that was it. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't remember what I just said. I think it was a few days to a week. So, after that, I was on my period the rest of the summer. I got back to school. I didn't go back for my second shot. It was supposed to be June or July. I was supposed to go back for my third shot. I didn't go back. One day, um, I stayed the night at my sister's house so we can go to work together because we both worked the same morning. We worked the same morning. I think we worked either we worked the same day or we worked the same morning. And I was like, okay, my sister could drop me off, same morning. We worked the same morning. So I ended up not going to work because I woke up. It was terrible. It was a murder scene. So I'm like, this is too much. My stomach hurts all the time. Like I drank a little bit the night before. I had one thing with a shot of vodka. It was lemonade with a shot of vodka. And I had been drinking wine on and off, having mimosas and things like that, excuse me, throughout the summer. So I'm like, okay, I haven't felt like this any other time. And I've had vodka and cranberry. I had a cranberry vodka on my sister's birthday when we went out to eat. So I'm like, okay, I should be fine. Next day come, like I said, murder scene. So I called out of work. Me and my sister called out of work. We went to the hospital, and I went to Grady. They took really good care of me at Grady. And the lady was like, "Are you pregnant?" I'm like, "I can't be. Not dealing with anybody out here. And the person I'm dealing with is a girl, so can't get pregnant right now." But they still had to do that. She asked me if I wanted to get tested for HIV and things of that nature. I had just got tested, so I'm like, no, I'm fine, I'm clean, things of that nature. So they did the whole proper protocol, did their job. So I was there for a long time. We were there forever. Like, it was forever. My sister just sat there and waited on me and kept checking in on me. So I went to the back, and it just got worse. It kept getting worse. Like, I had to keep going to the bathroom. It was a lot of clotting. So it was just like, this becoming too much. And so I don't want to be on this. A lot of people tried to tell me about the shot before, but they never really say like the problems that you might have during your period while on birth control. And excuse my background if it's loud. That's probably my residence. I'm an RA. So I was really frustrated because I'm like, my doctor, well, my nurse practitioner, she gave me a hard time the second time I was supposed to get my shot. And she was just saying things like, let's pause. Let me rewind to me getting my second shot back in March when I made the appointment and rode back to Chicago with my mom. My nurse practitioner was really rude, even though I was late. I usually call. I was in the midst of calling. Someone called me and I forgot to call her. And I thought I called her. I got off track. So I thought, I'm like, okay, I called her already, whatever. Forgot that I didn't call her because I usually call if I'm running late for my appointments. So the lady that could be there. I don't know what's going on. So the lady that was doing my shot could be there and give me my shot. So, um, we get there. My nurse practitioner, she giving us a hard time, and then the other nurse, the pediatric nurse, she was just saying, give her shot. My mom was like, she came all the way from school, and I'm like 10 to 12 hours away from Chicago. So she's like, my daughter came all the way from school to get her shot. She's not leaving without it. Because I was just like, I'm ready to go back to school. Like, I don't want to be here. This lady making me mad. And my mom was just like, you got to learn how to say the right stuff. Because my mouth is really slick. So I try not to say anything because I probably wouldn't have got serviced that day. I probably wouldn't even have got a shot that day. So my mom was just like, no, you gotta get over your mouth. Don't do that. You know better. You knew to call. I'm like, you right. I forgot. I told her what happened. I forgot. So my nurse practitioner just told me before I went to go tell my mom what was going on. She was just like, "Oh, I don't do the shots." And when my mom got in there, it didn't make sense to me at first either. So then my mom got in there. She was like, "You're her nurse practitioner. What do you mean you don't do shots? You go to school for this. You're a higher ranked nurse. What do you mean you don't do shots? Like what? That doesn't make sense. How you don't do a birth control shot? How?" How do you not do a birth control shot? It's stupid. You're a nurse practitioner. So I don't know if my mom called her boss or not, but she got an earful. So, um, she finally gave me my shot. That's the one. My nurse practitioner is the one that told me, not my nurse, my nurse practitioner. She's the one who told me that I could be on my period for a while. I said, okay. I expect that. I've heard that before. So I'm like, okay, I might be on my period for a while. Because I didn't go through that the last time. I wasn't on my period for a long time. I spotted here and there, whatever. So now fast forwarding to me being at Grady. I'm sitting at Grady. They do everything they're supposed to. It just got worse. and worse and worse and worse throughout the whole day. Like my cramping got worse, the clotting got worse, the pain got worse. Nothing was wrong with me. They did every test in the book. Nothing was wrong with me. So it was just like, what's going on? And it was like, it's probably just the way the birth control is reacting because you're coming off the shot. So I'm like, okay, all right. I was almost 200 pounds being on this shot. So I was already irritated. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I done gained all this weight. That's partially my fault because I'm not working out. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So, um, those are the cons. Like I said, the pros are not to get pregnant. Pretty much it for me. Not to get pregnant. That was really it. And my period was really bad already. That was one of the main reasons not to get pregnant and to help my period stop for a while because my period was already taking a toll on me. So when it started wearing off, when I went to Grady and they were telling me it's just the reaction of how my birth control is being with me not going to get my third shot, it was just like, oh, okay. All right. Nothing's wrong with me, thank God. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm walking around with basically a diaper on. Like that's how I felt, like a big old diaper. I was just really frustrated. I was over it. It was just annoying. So I get back to school. My friend girl, she picked me up. I get back to school. I was like 170. This is another con. So I get back to school. It's a pro if you want to gain weight, I guess. But I'm already thick. I already have a big butt. I already have hips. So it was just like, I don't need any more of that. And I was flat. I had a flat stomach. So I was just like, and then I was working out here and there. So not working out and working out. Well, I was working out here and there during the summer. So to do that, that wasn't doing as much. And I was eating. Like my eating habits got worse. Excuse me. I was always craving stuff. Like after I got my second shot, I was craving a lot more. But I wasn't gaining because I was still at school and I was working out. But during the summer, I wasn't working out like that. I was craving, but I wasn't working out like that. And I just ate whatever I was craving for. So I got back to school. I was like 170 something. And um, the shot is still kind of wearing off. I still feel sick on and off because I felt nauseous when I went to Grady. I feel sick from time to time. And the last time I went to the doctor, they was just saying, uh, the birth control is still leaving my system, and it takes a while from it to completely be gone out of your system. So you're still going to experience a few issues. You're probably going to experience a few downfalls and stuff of that nature. So I'm like, okay, I know my camera is messing up. I can't even edit this. Can't even edit this because it keeps skipping. I need to get a camera, but I gotta get paid first, and I gotta pay bills. So I was doing better on my Android, but that's not the point. So I'm about 150. I weighed myself the other day. Um, I lost about 20 something pounds since I've been back at school. I don't eat like that when I'm at school. I eat out, but I don't eat at the school like that. Like even when I eat out, I don't eat out like that. Like I would eat, but I really don't. I'm really not that hungry. So it's just like, okay, cool. Probably because it's not a lot to select from being down here in this little town down south. It's not a lot to choose from. So it's just like, I'm not really craving this stuff. I have this stuff back in Chicago and Atlanta when I'm with my uncle or when I'm with my mom. Like, I have these type of things. I live with my mom, but I stay with my uncle during the summers. Trying to figure out if that's the big move. But so a lot of people, that's one of the bad cons too. Like people always think you're pregnant. I had a person ask me at the bus stop. I was bloated. Like I said, I was on my period the entire summer. Like that few days to a week was the only time I was off. And it's one particular day I'm getting off work. I'm already tired. My feet hurt. Feet were burning. Only good thing that come to people thinking you're pregnant is them getting up and letting you sit down. That's it. Especially if your feet hurt and you had a long day at work. And you got to deal with all these customers. You got to deal with celebrities coming in the store, and it's just a lot. So, um, it's a fun job. I'm not gonna lie, it's a fun job, you know, but it is stressful after a while, especially when you're not used to being on your feet a lot. I've been on my feet at jobs before, but not as long as I was at Champs. Like, you get your break, but you still gotta walk around. You still gotta do help with inventory and stock all this stuff, fold. I was a cashier, so I had to do a lot of folding and cleaning up the store. So I was always on my feet. It was never a dull moment. It was probably once it was a dull moment because everybody was getting everything done. And so it was just like, dang, what's to do? So we just walking around cleaning up after each other. Like we each keep going to each section, cleaning up, cleaning up, cleaning up. And there's nothing to clean because we've all cleaned up. And it was like one or two times, not once, but probably one or two times it happened. But it's a fun job. It's cool to have. I liked it there. I went back to go visit them. But I get sidetracked a lot. But uh, that's the only thing that I would say that was a pro out of people thinking you're pregnant is the fact that they get up and they let you sit down. So this man said, I was sitting down. This lady had already got in her Uber. I was waiting on my uncle to come pick me up from the train station. So I'm just sitting at the train station. Uh, this is Georgia. I'm sitting at the train station just waiting for him to come meet me and pick me up. So I'm like, okay, I'm tired. My feet hurt. Because I was going to get on the bus at first. And everybody at the bus stop had already took the seats. And so my uncle was like, oh, where you at? I'm like, I'm getting off. And he's like, okay, well, I can just come pick you up because it's closest to the house. I'm like, okay, whatever. Cool, thanks. Um, I was I was really the B word that day. But I wasn't doing it toward my uncle. I was trying to keep my composure because I was really tired. I had a long day. So this man sat there and he asked me, how many months are you? Who, me? I said, I'm not pregnant. I'm just bloated. I just ate. Which was true. I had lunch left over and I had just finished my lunch. I had a big lunch that day. So I still had food left. And like I said, I was still on my period. So I was bloated already. So I was just like, I'm not bloated. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I'm bloated. And he was just like, you bet you get that a lot. And I'm just like, no. After he said that, I started getting that a lot. My sister called me one day during the summer. She was like, I was just seeing if I was having a niece or nephew. And I'm just like, bro. My sister lives in Texas. So I was just like, bro, I'm not pregnant. If I was pregnant, I'll call her. So it's just like, it's kind of hard to deal with. Like, it's kind of, for me, it was a confidence thing because I've never been over 125. Never been more than 125, 130. I give 130 at the most. I've never been bigger than that. So it's just, and then one of my old high school friends, she was just like, "Girl, you keep getting thicker." I'm like, "It's this." So you gain weight when you don't work out. Like I said, was my first two experiences were different because I was dancing, I was working out, you know. Then this time it was a lot harder because even with me being at work and walking around and probably wearing my waist trainer a couple of times at work, it starts to hurt after a while. So you can't wear it all the time. But wearing my waist trainer here and there, walking to the bus stop, walking from the train to work, it's not. And then my eating habits in between is what didn't help. So I was helping myself only this much because my eating habits weren't up to par. Like I wasn't eating the way I was supposed to. I wasn't eating vegetables. I started eating salads and I started working out more at the house. So like my days off, I would have probably 2 days out of the week off, which was rare. I barely got days off, which is fine. So if I did get when I did get days off, it was probably like 2 days out of the week, and oh, excuse me, and I would work out on those days. Or if I worked uh, if I had to work earlier in the day, when I got home, it would still be daylight. When I got home, I would work out because I still had time to myself because my uncle wouldn't get home till a little bit after me. So I'm like, okay, I still got time to work out, get a shower in. I would make my salad. I stuck to shrimp salad, and chicken pasta. I didn't put all the seasonings and stuff in there. I didn't put a bunch of heavy sauces or anything in there. I ate either chicken salad, chicken pasta, or chicken and rice, and yellow rice or brown rice. I never ate white rice this summer. Or I would eat shrimp salads. And I ate tacos here and there, but um, a lot of the time I would eat out at work. So toward the end of the summer is when I started eating more healthier, making sure all the fat was off of my chicken, and really stripping my chicken. Um, Eating shrimp salads, like I love shrimp salad. So that was helping. Plus me working out. So toward the end of the summer is what helped lose some of the weight. And then coming back to school, I started working out and dancing with my dance sisters, like just random dancing. So that would help a little bit too. So it felt good to be back in the groove of that. So, like my Nympho challenge that I posted, that was at the beginning of the school year, which was helping me get in the habit of working out and losing weight. So it was just like, okay, cool thing. Um, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna probably start dance classes so it can help lose the weight, but it's kind of hard between all these classes because I'm a senior and I'm trying to graduate on time. So it's just like it's kind of hard trying to find a balance and keeping up with my body. Like it's kind of hard, but I try to find a way to work out, eat a little bit, and then I did the 7 minute challenge for about 5 days. I was supposed to do it for a week. I never made it through the whole week. So I'm gonna try it again. It shed some. I want to say about 2-3 pounds off. So it did good, and then a little bit after that, I lost another 2 pounds. So I'm at 150 even. So I'm just trying to get back down to like at least 125 again, or at least 130. I just want to tighten up on my arms because my arms are bigger. Um, but now it's just gonna be a lot of muscle. So I just it's just a confidence thing with having been on birth control and gaining weight. Like it was hard. It messes with your mental, especially if you're not used to being a certain size. And my aunt would tell me, you know, you better stop eating. You're gonna be big like us. And it was just like, I love the way they look. But then when I started to gain weight, I didn't really like it. So now I understand what she was like, you're gonna look like us. I've never been over 125, 130. So, it's just like, okay, whatever. And then people always asking me, am I pregnant? Somebody else told me the other day, congratulations. And it was kind of offensive. But then she was like, oh, it's just happy weight. And I'm just like, I'm losing weight actually. Like a little while ago, before I posted this video, I posted on my social medias. And I was just like, let's get real. I'm not pregnant. I'm actually losing weight. So it's just like, it's a confidence thing when you're on birth control and you're trying to lose weight. So those are like, it messes with your mental a lot if you're not, like I said, if you're not used to being a certain weight. But a lot of people should be careful. I also heard about a recall on the shot, so be careful. Um, that really messed with my system because I was sick a lot. After my second shot, I was sick a lot more than when I was not when I was working out and on my first shot. So I'm not getting back on birth control. I don't think I ever will. So those are just the pros and the cons of birth control. You have options. Look at all the options. Compare all of them: the shot, the pill, the 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 stick that goes into your arm, the little object that goes into your vaginal area, like that goes into up to your uterus. Like look at all of those options. Weigh them all out. Compare them all. And I couldn't be on a shot. And another bad thing about the shot is you can only be on the shot for 2 years. Um, it knocks down a lot of your bone minerals, so it's just like you. I thought, wow, like you're gonna feel a little bit weak, and it's just like your bones aren't gonna be as strong. So I'm kind of glad that I'm not on it anymore. Well, I'm glad that I'm not on it anymore because I had too many problems, too many issues, And I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I want to live the normal life that I'm used to without having to worry about, oh, no, I don't feel as good because I kept taking the shot. And I don't want to be on the birth control pill because I don't want to forget to take my pills. But I made up my mind not to take the pill and not to take any type of birth control. So you just got to be careful. Weigh out all your options. Kind of talked a little bit longer than I expected, but just weigh out all your options. And that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys next time on the Let's Get Real.